My name is Mason Minnix. This is my wife, Jordan Minnix. We heard about Simmons kind of through the grapevine, just kind of driving around Tulsa. We both grew up in this kind of area, Jinx and South Tulsa. So we were familiar kind of with what Simmons did and who they were. We had a house in Midtown and knew we wanted to come back out south, to kind of build a family. And we literally just kind of drove around Bixby and found Rivercrest, and literally next thing we know, we are sitting in Randy's office trying to kind of figure out where we wanted to put a house. So It all happened really fast.
We did look into other builders. I think for us, this is our second home. And we thought that Simmons was super affordable, great options, lots of different design options that we really liked. We definitely loved the neighborhood. We were in Rivercrest, and so we love that it's gated. We love that we have a pool. And when we were driving around, we saw a ton of families, and which is something that we were looking for and a reason why we wanted to move back out south. So I think Randy walking us through the process was very seamless. I think a lot of what Randy was doing is really kind of getting a gauge on what we were wanting as a family. I think she was like, do you all have kids? I mean, literally from where the other bedrooms are in regards to the master. Like, do you want your kids toward the front, towards the back? We don't even have kids. And I think just her just thinking so many steps ahead was super helpful, especially since we just had no idea. Like, we would have never thought of something like that. So that was wonderful. On top of that, she asked us a lot of great questions from the very beginning, and then kind of took and tweaked what we were looking for and kind of narrowed down our search, because it can be really overwhelming with all the different models. And we told her kind of our design, what we were wanting, what we were kind of expecting, and then she allowed us to kind of pivot from there and showed us. She narrowed it down to like 3 or 4 houses for us.
Yeah.
And then we walked through with our families. We bothered that poor girl so much. I mean, we were there for probably 4 days in a row, walking through different models and different homes and different neighborhoods, and she was so kind.
It was super transparent the whole time, which was super nice. Even all the contractors that Simmons used are super friendly. I think that's what was most impressive. Just in my line of work, I deal with like a lot of contractors, mechanical contractors, and you can sometimes get a bad apple for sure, but everyone was super friendly. If we had any questions, they would kind of help us out, and they certainly didn't have to. So it was super seamless, just keeping up with the progress of everything throughout the building process. So
Jim is a rock star. We loved Jim. I have a bad case of OCD, and so I was ready to come in and tape pretty much the whole house. And when we came in for our walkthrough, Jim had already taped off stuff that I had already kind of mentally noted for him to come in and update and fix. But it was so nice. It was so clean. There was very, very few things that needed to be fixed or updated. And throughout the process, like, we were always texting Randy, or I think is it Adrian? Mm-hmm. Adrian, we would text Adrian for design, be like, hey, do we have a status on this? And something else that I loved about it is, they said if we are out of something or we can't get something, we will always upgrade you to something better. And we actually ended up with nicer countertops than we originally even. So that was super sweet. Mm-hmm. They didn't even bat an eye at it, and just kind of made that upgrade for us, which we were not expecting. So that was a super cool surprise for us. Yeah. All of the Simmons neighborhoods are in incredible school districts. And so I think that's what was super important to me, is, thinking long term, build this beautiful home. It's only going to make you money, and just really start to build our portfolio. I think that was super important for us. And I think having the support and the team from Simmons made this significantly more seamless than I could have ever imagined. Personally, I was not expecting the support, and you always hear all these horror stories of builders, and it's cheaply done, and that was not the case at all. I think that it was done. It was executed very well. There was a lot of trust that we put into Simmons, and it came back tenfold. And I was really impressed by that. I was not expecting. You think of builders that are just trying to make a buck, and I don't think Simmons is like that at all. It was a wonderful experience, and we would recommend Simmons to anyone.